Wild Card, released in 2015 and directed by Simon West, stars Jason Statham as Nick Wilde, a skilled bodyguard and recovering gambling addict who finds himself entangled in a dangerous series of events in Las Vegas. The film is based on the 1985 novel by William Goldman and explores themes of redemption, loyalty, and personal struggles. The story follows Nick as he battles his inner demons and confronts the harsh realities of the criminal world he once sought to avoid. The movie opens with Nick Wilde living a low-profile life in Las Vegas, working as a freelance bodyguard and security consultant. Although highly skilled, he deliberately avoids using firearms and prefers hand-to-hand combat, relying on his fists and quick thinking to resolve conflicts. Despite his talents, Nick is plagued by his gambling addiction, a habit that he knows is destructive but can't seem to fully escape. His ultimate dream is to save enough money to leave Las Vegas for good and retire peacefully on the beaches of Corsica. Nick's life takes a turn when Holly, a young woman and old acquaintance, reaches out to him for help. Holly has been brutally assaulted and raped by a powerful gangster named Danny DeMarco, who is well connected in the criminal underworld. She asks Nick to track down DeMarco and get revenge. Initially hesitant, Nick agrees to help after seeing the extent of Holly's injuries and the fear she lives with. Nick's investigation leads him to DeMarco, who is staying at a high-end casino. Nick and Holly manage to lure DeMarco and his thugs into a trap. In a brutal confrontation, Nick takes down DeMarco's henchmen with his bare hands in a series of expertly choreographed fight scenes that showcase his impressive combat skills. He humiliates DeMarco, forcing him to sign a hefty check for Holly as compensation for the assault. However, Nick's decision to help Holly has serious consequences. DeMarco, humiliated and enraged, uses his criminal connections to target Nick for revenge. At the same time, Nick's gambling addiction resurfaces. After receiving a large payment for his work, he heads to the casino, intending to turn the money into enough for his dream retirement. At first, luck is on his side, and he begins to win big, but in a self-destructive cycle he loses everything in a matter of hours. While dealing with the fallout from his gambling loss, Nick takes on another job as a bodyguard for Cyrus Kinnick, a naive and wealthy young man looking to experience the thrills of Las Vegas. Kinnick, a timid and awkward figure, admires Nick's toughness and self-confidence, seeking his protection and guidance. As their bond develops, Kinnick represents the life Nick could have had if he had made different choices. Despite his hardened exterior, Nick grows protective of Kinnick, seeing the younger man as someone who still has a chance to escape the destructive life that Nick himself is trapped in. Meanwhile, DeMarco puts out a hit on Nick, hiring some of the deadliest assassins in Las Vegas to kill him. Nick must now fight for his life as he navigates the dangerous streets of Vegas, using his intelligence and combat skills to evade constant attacks. Along the way, Kinnick becomes embroiled in the chaos, and Nick is forced to protect him from the same fate. As Nick faces increasing threats from DeMarco's men, he realizes that his life has spiraled out of control. His gambling losses, violent confrontations, and inability to leave Las Vegas weigh heavily on him. Kinnick offers to help Nick financially, proposing that he could fund Nick's escape to Corsica. However, Nick, filled with pride and a deep sense of regret, refuses the offer, knowing that he must confront his own demons rather than relying on others for salvation. In the film's climactic showdown, Nick decides to confront DeMarco and his gang head-on. In a tense and violent encounter, Nick takes down the last of DeMarco's henchmen and faces DeMarco himself. In this final battle, Nick unleashes all his pent-up rage and frustration, defeating DeMarco once and for all. With DeMarco out of the picture, Nick is finally free from the immediate threat to his life. With DeMarco dead and the danger neutralized, Nick reflects on his life and the choices he has made. He realizes that running away to Corsica may not solve his problems. Instead, he contemplates taking control of his own life and confronting his addiction head-on. Nick says goodbye to Kinnick, who expresses his admiration for Nick's courage and resilience. The film ends on a hopeful note as Nick walks away from the casino, leaving behind the toxic environment of Las Vegas. While his future remains uncertain, Nick is determined to carve out a new path for himself, free from the ghosts of his past. His journey of redemption and self-discovery suggests that it's never too late to change, even for someone as deeply entrenched in darkness as Nick Wilde. Wildcard presents a gritty and emotional portrait of a man at war with himself. Nick Wilde's journey is not just about defeating external enemies, but also about confronting his own inner demons and finding redemption. Through a mix of intense action sequences and reflective moments, the film explores themes of self-destruction, loyalty, and the possibility of a second chance. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get notifications on our new videos. Make the background music action